ultimate purpose is not survival. It's finding purpose in what you love. I'm pumped to be branching out and being like, hey, we're going to sit down and have a couple-hour podcast. Is it?
Is it, dude?
Jesus Christ.
You just like talked for 5 minutes. I'm like, is it though?
What are you talking about?
I've always been inspired by this shit.
Yeah. Dude, that pizza was so greasy.
It was disgusting.
It was not disgusting.
Disgusting.
Good times, Noodle Salad.
Should have more.
Well, we took a 2-week break from the show, basically, and we could blame it on taking a little vacation, but that'd be a lie because it was literally like a 2-day vacation.
But that played a role in it.
Yeah.
That and buying a house.
That's like the biggest thing is we've just been so busy with house stuff, getting I worked on the house like 4 or 5 hours yesterday. And by the time I got home, I was so burnt out. I'm like, I don't want to think anymore. I don't want to do anything. So we went and got dinner, and then we got home and you put on, or did I whatever. I put on 600 pound life, and I don't remember any of it. I fell asleep immediately.
Yeah, you did.
Did you keep it on?
Told me I couldn't watch Teen Mom because you didn't want to deal with the drama, and then put on 600 Pound Life, and then you were asleep.
I want it. Well, I don't like, dude, I can't stand that freaking Teen Mom show. It's all like, oh, my life's falling apart, and my baby daddy ain't acting like he's supposed to, and my kids are suffering, but we're all millionaires now, and it's just so horrible. It's not entertaining.
It's still hard for the kid.
It's not entertaining.
If they have money, their dad's not around.
Oh, okay. I have enough of like actual drama in my own life. That's not entertaining to me. I'm surprised that you watch that show. You're not like, you don't like drama like that. So I don't understand.
I grew up watching that show when they were having the babies. So now it's cool to see the babies as teenagers.
I had babies when they were having babies.
Yeah, well, I'll just live vicariously.
You're not living vicariously.
I
have stepkids now.
As a teenager, I would just watch.
Yeah.
Had no interest in it for myself.
Dude, I don't want to watch that shit. I don't know. I like trash TV, but it can't be all negative.
They're not negative all the time.
Yeah, they are.
No.
Every time you put that show on, I fall asleep because it's mindless bullshit. And the only time it wakes me up is when they're all screaming at each other again. Well, and these bitches are in their 30s and they're screaming at their moms.
There's got to be some drama in there.
Yeah.
In order for it to be a show.
Well, you understand that.
They can't just be happy all the time. And
I understand that, but I do not want to. I can't listen to them. It's stupid. I can't do it. They talk about nothing. The only people I find interesting are Tyler and Caitlin, because they're like going through like self-help, books, and they're going to therapy and they're doing whatever.
They've always been my favorite.
Yeah. I mean, I like that. They seem like regular people. The rest of them are just, there's nothing interesting about them.
I like Macy too. She's always been.
Yeah. She's the one from Tennessee, right? With the gauges or whatever.
Yeah.
Is she from Tennessee? Is that the right?
I think so.
The shirt's not comfortable. It's bothering me.
Sorry if you're not from Tennessee, Macy.
She is one of our 4 fucking listeners.
That'd be pretty cool.
Dude, our numbers have been doing really well. So I think like we're at a point where shit's going to pop. It's exciting. I mean, I know like people don't want to hear about inside baseball, but when you go from like 50 views on everything to like a couple thousand on everything, it's exciting. It's like, oh shit, this is like doing something all of a sudden.
It's because I'm so funny.
You're something.
And so full of energy all the time.
Yeah, I should have got you a Monster on the way home. Get you all hyped up. You were fucking on one last night at the restaurant. You were being...
Okay, 40 ounces of margarita later.
Oh, I thought it wasn't 40.
It was probably closer to 30.
I had like 2 big sips of that margarita, and I was like, this isn't it. I don't feel like drinking right now. I was so tired. Not to put a negative spin on it, but like I worked on the shop for like 4 hours or whatever. And by the time I got home, and I drove from northern Oakland County to northern Detroit, which is like 60 miles, and then drove 45 minutes north and then drove 45 minutes north again. So like, and I worked a full day, well, part of a day at work, and then a bunch of hours at the new house. So I was like, by the time I got home, you're like, you want to go to dinner?
Whoa. That's not how that happened.
It is though.
I said, I went grocery shopping. And you said, okay, we've been eating out for the last 3 weeks. Should
Like
we go
pieces
again?
of shit.
Should we go
No,
again?
that's not what I said.
Yes, it was.
I said, no, you said we were like, what do you want to do for dinner? And I was like, well, we've been eating out every day for like 3 weeks, like fat pieces of shit. But also we don't have any kids today. So I feel like we should go out on date night. That's how that happened. Did you stop me? You were like, no, let's make some ground turkey. And
No,
like,
I said if we eat at home, we're having grilled cheese and tomato soup.
I said that was fine. I said, that's fine.
Yeah, but then you got the idea of a seafood burrito in my head.
I didn't say shit about seafood burrito. By the
And
way,
that crab covered in cheese. I would have never thought to cover crab with cheese.
but it was it. Dude, I find that abhorrent. I can't stand seafood. I ordered a chimichanga that I thought was just like steak because I panic ordered. You were
You got
like,
the
"Are you
fajita
ready?"
one.
I was like, "Oh, you order first. I'm ready."
And then I said, are you sure?
Yeah, and
So
well
don't
then I
let me
panic
eat first.
yeah, I know, but I panic ordered and I was like, "I'll do this fucking thing." And I got like more than halfway through it and it's just steak and chicken, which I thought it was just going to be steak. And then I cut a piece of the burrito, I ate the bite, and then I looked down and there's a shrimp on my plate and it literally made me jump because it looked like a little animal was on my plate. I was like, "What the fuck?" I didn't know there was shrimp in my fucking chimichanga.
You got the fajita chimichanga.
Yeah, doesn't that just sound like it would be peppers and onions and
Not if they don't ask you
Steak?
what type of meat. Because fajitas come with steak, chicken, or shrimp. So if they didn't ask you what kind, then I would assume all three.
I would have never assumed all three. That was disgusting. I had to open it up and just pick all the little freaking monsters out of there and give them to you. It's disgusting.
When's the last time you had shrimp?
2005?
Okay, so maybe it's time to try it again.
Yeah, but my son's also allergic. Is that how allergies work? Are allergies genetic? Or are they...
No. My mother is allergic
My
to the
son
cold.
Is yeah, but you have... Okay, but no. That doesn't work that way because your dad... Hold on. It can't work that way because you don't have the allergy. What I'm saying is my son has the allergy. So does that mean that me or my ex has the allergy? And she eats shrimp, so... And I find shrimp absolutely abhorrent. Disgusting. I can't do shrimp. So maybe my brain is telling me something that genetically I need to stay away from it.
Or you're just a little dramatic. Are you Googling it?
Yeah.
I don't
Dude.
think that's how it works.
Food allergies can run in families, meaning there's a higher chance someone might develop one if close relatives have allergies, but it doesn't guarantee you have the same allergy. If you've eaten shrimp before without any problems, you're probably fine. If you've never eaten shrimp, or it's been a long time, 20 years, and you're concerned, you should ask your doctor about getting an allergy test to be sure. Have you had shrimp before? Yes, I have. Awesome. And if you ate it without any reactions, that's a good sign you're probably not allergic. Was it recently that you had shrimp or has it been a while? 20 years. I love ChatGPT.
Oh my god.
Dude, I use ChatGPT for everything. Fuck Google.
Speaking of shrimp allergies, one of my aunts was trying she was doing the carnivore diet. And she hasn't had shrimp in many, many years.
Is this the one that's a fan or the other one?
No, different aunt.
Okay.
I don't
I don't want to drop names.
I don't know if you actually met.
Dude, you have such a big ass family. Like we've been together for years, and you haven't met half. I haven't met half your family.
It's the one.
You don't have to divulge.
Okay. Anyway.
I just wanted to know if it was because I was going to give a shout out to Aunt Diane because she listens to our podcast. Yeah, but whatever. Aunt Diane is not her legal name. Shockingly, most people don't call her Aunt.
Anyway, she was trying this carnivore diet, and she hadn't had shrimp in a long time. Like, actually, I don't even think she's ever had shrimp. But she got a recipe to make noodles, like with ground up shrimp, and she made it, and had a terrible allergic reaction. Like went into anaphylactic shock.
Oh no!
She's okay.
Do you remember what happened to me when we first
I think you were
when we first started dating?
dramatic.
Huh?
Huh?
Say it with your chest.
I think you were being dramatic.
Fuck you! I was not being dramatic. You saw all the signs that happened. What happened? Tell your story, and then I'll correct it. Go ahead.
What are you doing?
Go ahead.
I was making you a nice dinner that included cilantro.
Don't hold on. First of all, don't act like a victim because you were cooking. It was nice, but don't be like. Go ahead. I won't cut you off anymore. Go ahead.
So kindly asked you
So kindly.
if you wanted me to put the cilantro on the side because you don't like cilantro, and you said, "Oh, I don't know. Let me grab a spoonful
It wasn't
of
a
cilantro
spoonful. It was literally a leaf.
and eat it."
Yeah.
And then you're like, that's disgusting, and spit it out, and you're like, my tongue is swelling. Your tongue wasn't swelling.
Yeah. It was purple, dude.
It was a little red.
It was deep purple. Okay, this is the real story because everything you said is babied up bullshit. You nerfed every fucking thing. You were making a HelloFresh, and cilantro was in the ingredients. And you said, "Do you like cilantro?" And I was like, "You know what? I think it doesn't taste good, but I'm not. I might be making that up."
I knew you didn't like it. That's so I asked for it.
Well, but but that's what I'm saying. I would always said, "Oh, it tastes like soap to me," but maybe I'd convinced myself of something I read online that was me. So I was like, you know what? I might be full of shit. Let me actually try it. So I took a tiny, like one.
It was not tiny.
It was not a spoonful. It was literally like one shred of the cilantro, and I put it in my mouth. I started chewing, and instantly my mouth was burning. And my mouth was just like dumping saliva. And I was like, what the fuck? I spit it out. I went to the sink. I turned the sink on. I got the sprayer and I sprayed my mouth and tongue over the sink. Like, and I was like,
talk about mouth noises.
And I go, is my throat look weird or whatever? And you're like, your tongue is red. And I looked at my tongue and like a 2-inch wide strip of my tongue was purple. So I called my mom, like any grown man would do. She's a nurse. So I called my mom and I go, hey, this is what happened. What do I do? And she's like, if you start to not be able to breathe, you should probably go in and get seen. But if it's not messing with your breathing, you're probably fine. Just don't eat anymore. And we sat there and watched the Kings of Leon documentary. And I had a panic attack quietly. I just held it in and was like, this is pretty good. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to suffocate to death any fucking moment here. But I'm sitting there just quietly watching these hillbillies run around the woods or whatever and talk to their hick-ass family. Talk about Jesus or whatever the fuck. And then I think there was a dick in there at some point. I think there was like a dancing naked old man, if I remember right.
I don't think there were any dicks
I saw a
showing.
dick. For sure I saw a dick in that movie. Or at least bare asses. I think they all jump into like water naked or something.
There's probably bare asses. I haven't watched it in a long time. I should probably watch it.
I think I'm mixing up. Actually, I think I'm
Refresh my
mixing up
memory.
I think I'm mixing up the Wild Whites of West Virginia or something and the Kings of Leon documentary. But they're all like fucking mountain droolers. So it's the same. It's all the same thing, dude.
Yeah, and look at them now.
Still mountain droolers.
It's interesting to see where they came from.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you ever expect them to be preachers' kids? No.
Yeah.
No.
And all I've ever known
Have you
about
ever
them.
listened to any other songs?
All I've ever known about them is that they were like from a religious family. Like everyone made fun of them for being like Christian rockers.
You didn't know that until you watched the documentary. Thank you.
That's not true. I've had I've had Kings of Leon CDs longer than I've known you.
You didn't know that about them.
The only thing I knew about them is that they were like preachers' kids.
No, you didn't. And they're not all preachers' kids.
The fucking brothers are, or whatever they are, and the cousin. They're all like 3 of the 4 or 5 of them are relatives.
They're all relatives.
Okay. What the? Why are you being a contrarian? You're like, you didn't know that. I'm telling you, I knew that,
straight.
but you didn't know that. How could you know what I know? You don't know what I know. I can know things. I'm allowed to know stuff.
Where'd they get their name from? See how you paid attention?
The grandpa,
Grandpa who?
Leon. What the fuck are you talking about? It's a band I don't give a fuck about at all. Like, I like them.
Don't talk bad about them.
I like them enough to not skip the song most of the time when it comes on. That's how much I like them.
I love them.
They're fine. But I've been a musician my entire life. They do interesting stuff that most people would not write, but some of their music is boring to me.
Well,
So
that's where you're.
But Matt is probably the greatest grab. He wasn't even in the band originally, but then they put him in the band. He was the youngest cousin. Why are you shaking your head?
Well,
Matt was not originally in the band, and they picked him up when he was like fucking 15 or something and put him in the band. And he's the one that writes all the really interesting stuff in the band. All the closer, like that really weird, interesting intro riff, that's him. Like he writes all the cool shit.
yeah. But I thought it was Jared that they needed a bass player, and he never touched a bass in his life, and then they called him up. They were like, we need a bass player, and he stayed in his room and learned how to play bass.
I don't know about that story, but they picked up
might be
Matt when he was like
They were all pretty young. It started off with Caleb and Nathan. Were the 2 original. And
How old was Matt when he joined Kings of Leon? Matt Falwell, lead guitarist of Kings of Leon, joined the band right at the beginning, around 2000. Oh. He was born in 84, so he was about 16 when they started putting the band together.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it was Jared that had never touched an instrument before. And they needed a bass player, so they asked if he had played bass. And he just stayed in his room and learned how to play it.
Caleb, Nathan, and Jared are all brothers, and then Matt's the cousin.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know there was 3 brothers. I thought there was 2 brothers. This is saying that Matt wasn't a later addition. He was in the band from the early days when they were first figuring out their sound. There was a change much later, though. 2021, Matt stepped away after having a baby. But he came back.
Yeah, last time I saw them in concert, Matt wasn't there. I was very sad.
So that must have been in 2021 because we've never gone.
Yeah.
And he had a baby.
Yeah.
So they had a touring guitarist named Timothy Deaux. I don't know how to say that. Duh. It's French. Duh. Remember VH1 part duh. What was that show? You don't know what I'm talking about. It's okay. Anyway.
But yeah, they called Matt and asked if he would join the band, and he was only 16, so at first his mom was like, "You're not doing that."
Yeah.
And then
But weren't they like not famous, but weren't they like trying to pursue a career in like gospel music?
I think it started off where Caleb and Nathan were singing like gospel music.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's why they started, because they were brought up believing that rock and roll was the devil and all that, so they wanted to change that, I guess.
Okay.
I think. It's been a long time since.
I mean, it's also like the 2000s. It's not fucking 1955, so.
But they grew up Pentecostal, and they had very strict rules growing up.
Like no dancing?
Probably. No, they were allowed to speak in tongues.
Jesus Christ. Bunch of weirdos. Listen, I like them, but not. I don't seek them out. Like that's your favorite band, and it's not. It's not even. It probably isn't in the top 10 or 20 for me. But it's okay. It's just different taste.
They're number one
In what world?
in my world.
I better be number one in your fucking world. Are you kidding me?
Kings of Leon, if you're listening.
They're not listening. There's 4 people listening.
It's Caleb, Nathan.
The members of the band are listening. That's funny.
Maybe if we say Kings of Leon enough, they'll. Maybe if you say it 3
If
times,
you say
they'll
Kings
appear.
of Leon enough, we can find these and make these shorts.
Kings of Leon.
We'll just make a bunch of Kings of Leon
Leon.
shorts.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a short about Puddle's Pity Party,
Oh yeah.
and Puddle's Pity Party commented on the short. I was like,
Oh.
no way. That's cool as fuck.
So maybe if I
Keep saying Kings of Leon.
keep saying Kings of Leon.
They'll fucking. They'll be like, thanks for being a fan, Paige. Matt, go fuck yourself.
I've
They're
seen them
fine.
every time they've come to Michigan.
Not in the last 4 years.
They haven't come to Michigan.
I know, I've been checking. Was that me?
That was my throat.
Oh.
But yeah, I've seen them every time. I think there was one time I didn't go, but since I was 16, every time they've come to Michigan, I've been there.
Yeah. Where do they play at?
I saw them at Pine Knob. I've seen them at the Palace, I believe, when that was still around. I think those are the only places that I've seen them.
I feel like it'd be a better concert if it was in a more intimate venue. Like, where did we see Gary Clark Jr.?
The Fillmore, that'd be too small of a venue.
I think that would. Don't you think they're that kind of band that it would be better if it was more intimate? I wouldn't want to see them at Pine Knob being up in the grass or something. And you're like,
I would never watch them from the grass. Are you kidding me?
oh, sorry, I didn't realize who I was talking to.
I 5th row or less.
Okay. Why 5? Why 5th row?
I don't know, because it's close enough.
Okay. We saw Billy Strings from like the 15th row or something, and I feel like we were right on top of them. That was close. You could see everything without, you get so close at a concert, it feels like you're in the first row of a movie theater. You're just like, I don't want to do that. I sat in the front row of a comedy show, and it was terrible. I hated it.
They probably picked on you.
No.
No?
I sat in the front. I sat in the first row of seeing Steve-O at the Magic Bag in Ferndale, and I just was looking up his nostrils the entire show.
He probably has big nostrils, too.
Okay. Why do you say that? Because of the drugs? Does that open up your nostrils? Dude, I don't remember a lot of that show. I remember the opener of that show was fucking terrible. Like he said, like, oh, sorry we're running late. It took me a long time to get here. I guess that's why they call it Grash It. And everyone's like, the fuck? It wasn't even a joke.
I don't.
It doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
And then Steve-O came out. Steve-O did great. But the best part of that show was when he started calling people out. He was like, give me your phone. And like he made some like 50-ish-year-old guy give him his phone. He started going through his pictures. And he turned the phone around. It was a picture of his dick going into his wife. And his wife was there. And he's like, what the fuck? And it showed the crowd. And dude, it was so funny. The guy was like, and the wife was like covering her face. Like she was so embarrassed. It was hilarious.
That seems illegal.
It was so funny. Dude, I got a picture of Steve-O. I was so nervous. I was like trying to think of what I was going to say to him because I was like 20 and I'd been watching Steve-O and Jackass and like Bam and like all those guys my whole life. So like I'm standing in line waiting to meet him and I bought his book and I don't know. Have you ever seen my Steve-O hat and my Steve-O book? They're both signed.
I don't know.
They're somewhere in the house. We have so much shit. It doesn't even matter. But I was so nervous. I was like, what am I going to say? And I was just like, thanks. And I walked away and I was like, fucking idiot.
He probably remembers you.
The
too.
only one he's going to remember is the guy that like almost threw up from nerves. It's ridiculous.
He's just a person.
Yeah, I know. But I was a kid. I was 20. I was a kid and I was a child when I was watching all of his stuff. So like meeting that I put my arm around him. And I was like, this guy's tiny. This is weird. Like his waist is like that.
Yeah.
But anyway. I don't know. Have you met anyone famous?
I met Trace Cyrus and Mason Musso.
I said anyone famous.
They're from Metro Station.
Yeah. People are going to have to Google Metro Station.
No, they're not.
Fucking no one listens to Metro Station.
They did in 2010 and before.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Not a person.
Okay, well, I met Miley Cyrus's brother.
That's more famous than anybody that's...
That's Trace Cyrus.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, I was just... See, now I respect it.
Trace Cyrus and Mason Musso. Okay, they're in a band together. And then Miley Cyrus and Mitchell Musso were on Hannah Montana together.
Is Mitchell Musso the guy that looks like he's a kid, but he's like 40?
No, Mitchell Musso's the one in the show who's in love with Hannah Montana, and she's like, "You'll never be with her."
You're saying this like I watched Hannah Montana.
Well, maybe you did.
I didn't.
I don't know, he's got the swoopy hair.
Oh my god.
I've met like random pop punk bands, like
Just at like meet and greets, or
I met the Maine. I think that's who it was.
Stop. Next, you're gonna tell me you met fucking Owl City, and
I think it was the Maine. No,
you don't even know who it was.
I can't remember. Wait, I don't remember if it was the guys from the Maine or Taking Back Sunday.
Well, Taking Back Sunday would be dope.
I think it was the Maine. It was the Maine. It was at Sad Summer Fest. He was just walking
Last
around.
year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, whenever I went with Vicky and Bree and Caitlin.
Yeah. Yeah. I've met a handful of famous guys, but
I feel like I have met more, but I don't know.
yeah. It's all like at meet and greets though, so does it really count? It's not like you hung out, you know what I mean? I feel weird about like being like, "Oh, I met so and so." It's like, "Did you? You didn't like I didn't have any conversations with these people." I had a conversation with Travis Pastrana once. But that was at a race at the Clarkston racetrack. There was a supermoto race that he was in, and we like hung out and talked for like probably 10 minutes, and it was wild. But I was like in awe, just like.
And you were shocked.
Well, yeah, dude. I was like super.
You were probably young at the time.
It was 2006, and I had just started racing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was 12 years old, and we just started riding dirt bikes and racing and stuff. So, what are you doing?
Trying to look to see.
Oh my God, it's not distracting.
Because I feel like there are people that I've met, but
Are you gonna go through all your pictures to find famous
I'm not.
people?
I'm just thinking.
So Travis Pastrana is probably my favorite like famous person I actually talked to. He was super nice, friendly. We were telling him that we like just got into riding and we were gonna start racing, and he was encouraging. But it was a very surface level conversation. Obviously, I was fucking 12, and he had been famous since he was like 15 years old. So he couldn't give a shit less if in reality. But he was very nice. He did a backflip at the end of the race. He won the race and did a backflip at the finish line.
That's cool.
That's fucking sweet. On a supermoto race on street tires, or like whatever composite tires. It's cool as shit.
When I met Mason and Trace, I had a conversation with them. It wasn't a meet and greet because I was.
Where did you meet them?
Well, it was at a concert, but I was there selling merch for one of my friend's bands.
Oh.
So it wasn't like I bought meet and greet tickets.
Was your friend's band like an opener for them or something?
Mm-hmm. Both of the opening bands I knew. But yeah, so me, Tia, and Stephanie was there too, but I remember me and Tia meeting Mason and Trace.
Yeah. Your chair keeps sounding
I
like you're
know.
farting.
You gave me the squeaky chair.
Yeah, so anyway, I met Trey Cyrus.
Nope, just the chair.
And so he was in this really big band 15 years ago.
I was obsessed with Metro Station.
Why?
I loved Mason. At one point, my MySpace background, you know how you could customize it?
Mm-hmm.
It was pictures of him over and over again.
Jesus, are you serious?
I loved it.
Did you tell him that during your conversation?
I couldn't tell you.
I hope not.
I think I was...
Although at the time, my background probably would have been all ICP, so we were very different people.
Yeah. I think I was 18 when I met him, and like was obsessed with them when I was 12.
Yeah.
So
you were over it a little bit, or you were like fully into it?
no,
still?
I'm still into it. I still love Metro Station.
I'm starting to get mad. You have never made me your background. That's mostly you.
You're my background right now.
It's mostly you. I'm just there. If you weren't in that picture, I would not be in that background.
I'm sorry I like that one. You have been my background by yourself, actually. Look, you can see all of my previous... Oh, hold on. Oh, it was on my old phone. So you can't see it. But you were at one point.
Exactly. Yeah, sure. No proof. Won't hold up in court, will it?
I could go grab the old phone.
That's okay. I'd prefer you don't go on the phone during the podcast. What's it like being rich and having a broke boyfriend?
Depends on the day. Also, I don't have a boyfriend.
That's your argument in court here is okay, let me rephrase, Your Honor. What's it like being rich and having a broke fiance?
Well, I'm not rich. I'm a teacher in Michigan, so
You have more money than me.
that's because I'm money smart. And my broke fiance is not. We call him a gas station fiance because no matter how much money he has or what time of day it is, if he's running late, no matter how late it is, he has to stop at the gas station. And he has to spend at least $20 at the gas station.
I don't spend
on
$20.
snacks and coffee, unnecessary
Bruh.
shit that you have at home that you can not pay for because you already paid for it and it's just sitting at home. So
That's not your chair. That hasn't been true lately. And $20 is not. It's not $20. It's $10.
that adds up when you do it multiple times a day.
Multiple times a day. Who's going to the gas station multiple times a day?
You
No.
on the way down to our vacation to Ohio, you stopped twice to get snacks.
No, we did not stop twice for snacks.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't. We stopped once.
You stopped at the gas station when we first left the house.
I didn't get snacks then, did I?
Yes, you did. You got peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Oh, that was breakfast for the kids.
Okay. Well, you stopped and got food and coffee at the gas station, or a Muscle Milk and coffee. No, you didn't get coffee because then you stopped again at Tim Hortons and got coffee.
Because of you. Are you kidding me right now? This is gaslighting at its
So
finest.
then-
You. I was not going to stop at Tim Hortons. I was going to grab PB&Js for the kids and get on, and a Muscle Milk for me and get on the road. And you're like, I don't really want. I think I would prefer Tim Hortons. So we went to Tim Hortons because of fucking you.
Okay, well, you still got yourself coffee.
Yeah, I was already there, dog. What the fuck?
Okay, so then we get an hour into the trip, and you're like,
I cut across 5 lanes of traffic.
everybody's finally asleep. Paige is finally falling asleep. Let me go 100 miles an hour into this trucking station. What are they called? Rest stops? Rest area?
I think they called it a service station in Ohio.
Well, whatever. And then you're going 100 miles an hour into it,
Yeah.
And then you're like, let me buy all these snacks.
Yeah. I don't see the issue.
And then when we get to Ohio, it's like, or when we get to our destination, okay, where are the snacks? We gotta buy more snacks.
We did not buy more
kidding.
snacks when we got to Cleveland.
I'm just kidding.
The kids needed snacks.
Did
I
they?
really wasn't even snacking. I had I wanted a muscle milk for breakfast, but McKenna was throwing a fit about PB&J. I don't like PB&J, which I didn't know. I didn't know. I've never heard that
Yeah,
before.
you have. We've talked about it. You just didn't remember.
Okay. It's up to her to make it known what she wants. Not me. Anyway.
She didn't know you were going in there to buy her PB&J, though, to be
I'm
fair.
going to put my head through a wall.
To be fair,
He goes ripping me.
she didn't know.
That bear thing looks cool. Yeah, she didn't. But so I had a PB&J for breakfast, which I did not want. I wanted a muscle milk so that she could have the muscle milk, and then she took one sip of it and didn't eat it or drink it. So I was annoyed by that. And then we got to Ohio and we stopped at a service station because I needed gas, and I was like, well, we might as well get snacks because the kids. I didn't get gas there.
No, you didn't.
I'm lying to you.
You are.
Okay. Well, whatever. We stopped for. I needed a break. Is what I needed. I was like getting all in pain from sitting in the car, so I needed to get out and take a break. Well, we went and got snacks and whatever, dude. It was like we got like bags of chips for everybody because we didn't like everything there was like $7 or more. So I was like, you guys' budget is like $3 a piece, and that turned into all bags of Cheez-Its. And you got a bag of combos or something
Yeah, well,
that were disgusting.
the moral of the story is that if you didn't stop at the gas station so much and you put it in a savings account instead, you'd probably have $10 in your savings account. You asked what it's like.
It's fine. It's the most interesting you've been on the podcast ever.
You've
I'm
brought
just
this
kidding.
upon yourself.
I know. This shirt, I'm feeling like a real fat guy in this shirt.
Why? You're down 32 pounds.
Yeah, 32 pounds I'm down in, what has it been? 5 weeks or something? 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Something like that. 32 pounds. That's pretty good. I feel good. Feel different a little bit. At work, I feel different. I'm like we're working on a job site. It's 5 flights of stairs. So it's like, and 5 floors of stairs that we have to run up and down during the day. And each flight is like 25 steps or, 25 stairs. And, I ran from the basement to the 5th floor today and I was like, fine. And like the first day I got back, I was just getting off of disability. And, I got off of disability and then I had like a couple of weeks at the job site and then I got laid off at Christmas time. So I was off for a little while before I got to this job. And I remember the first day I went up to like the 2nd or 3rd story and I was like, oh my God, my heart
Yeah.
beating out of my chest, So to be able to run up and down the stairs now, I'm like, that's fucking, I feel good.
That's good.
But 32 pounds, man. That's ridiculous. To have 32 pounds to lose and still be a fat fuck is ridiculous. I lost a 3-year-old off my body and I'm still fat as fuck.
Sounds like I need to get that shot.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to agree to that.
If you want to. I don't think you should. I like the way you look. Not just then. If you look like that, I'd say if there's a shot to stop that,
That's
you
rude.
should do that shot. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna start lifting and stuff too, but we're gonna be so busy with the house that it's not a priority.
Yeah.
Like once we have material for this job at the house, it's like a second job now. So once we have all the material ordered and it's at the house, I'm going to be a antisocial motherfucker. I told you that the other day. I'm like, I will be saying no to everything that is not getting the house done.
You gotta have a life too.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
Nope. I'm going straight from work.
Yep.
I'm going straight from work to the house to my second job, and I'll be putting in the fence, putting in the basement, remodeling the basement. I got a lot of fucking work to do, man.
Yeah, you do. And I'll just sit there.
It's fine. I'd prefer that because then you won't be in the way.
That's rude.
I'm not one of those guys. I don't get. We watch these like YouTubers that are like doing DIY stuff or like the remodeling stuff. Specifically, what is that? Ambition Strikes. That's the. We watch Ambition Strikes, which is the married couple, and they do like.
What, the cool truck?
They're the ones that bought that '96 RevCon RV, that F350 thing. That's cool as fuck, but they only made 67 of them. They do these videos where they are doing the base, like they did a basement remodel together, they did a bathroom remodel together. They built this tiny home out of a shipping container for a mother-in-law suite on their property in Idaho. And I watch all these videos and they're just like smiling and giggling, and I know they're putting it on a little bit for the camera, but
You're
like,
too much of an asshole to do that.
yeah. Yeah.
That checks.
Dude, no, I can't. You just like I'm not like a fucking builder, you know. I've done a lot of work in my life, but I'm a pipe fitter, man. I don't know, like on a job site when you have something to do, I just want to do it. I don't want to like hang out and make it a hang. Like, let's get this fucking job over with. Like building the fence, I'm not going to want to be like hanging out, making it a hang. I want to get this fucking fence done in like 3 days. Like, that's my goal. Then we can like get serious about like getting moved into the house, you know, because then the dog has somewhere to go. Whatever that, you know, we don't need to talk about it on the podcast, but I got dog shit at the house now, the bowls, so that you don't have to carry bowls to and from when you want to bring the dog to the new house.
Oh. Where did you get those?
The old set.
Oh.
The old set is at the house now, so you don't have to bring bowls every time you bring him to the new house. Just thinking about you.
Thanks.
I don't care about the dog, but inconveniencing you, I care about.
Are you sure about that?
No, I love that
Gas
dog.
station stopper?
Stopping at the gas station is inconvenient. It's literally called a convenience store. It's the least inconvenient thing that I've ever done.
Is stopping late.
When are we ever running late?
You're like, oh, we gotta be at this funeral at 11 o'clock. Oh, it's 11:01. Let me stop at the gas station.
When the fuck did that happen?
Just kidding.
You know what? The funeral, the fucking funeral. You know what made us late to the funeral is because you could not deal with the fact that my tire had a slow leak. You're like, this tire's gonna explode off the rim, and so I stopped and I was like, just let me fucking buy a repair kit and I'll do it real quick on the side of the fucking road. And you're like, no, it's gonna. So I go to a tire shop, and what happened? I called the tire shop and they said, oh, we can have it done in like X amount of minutes. Sick. I go there. What happened?
It was gonna be like an hour. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I was so frustrated because of that. I was like, are you fucking... I literally just talked to you guys on the phone. And you said you would be done with it in like a few minutes because you knew that... Like I said, hey, we're on our way to a funeral. I know that you guys have fucking people there already, but we're going to a funeral, man. And can you plug a tire real quick? Oh, it's going to be like a few minutes. Yeah, we can get that done for you. And then I pull up, and then the whole story is different. It's going to be over an hour. Are you fucking kidding me? We don't have an hour to plug. So what?
I actually forgot about that when I used the funeral example.
Yeah. Well, look at you. Tearing open scar tissue. And then what happened? I bought a fucking plug kit. I plugged the tire. It took 30 seconds. I filled the tire up, and that plug's been good for 2 years now. I have not replaced the tires on that truck. The plug's been in there for there's multiple plugs in that tire. There's like 6 fucking plugs. There's not 6. 3 plugs in that tire. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know why you run over so many nails.
Because I work in construction. What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean? Is
that why my radiator's bad?
Do you think I ran over nails with your radiator?
Yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know. Maybe you were off-roading. He did say there was a bunch of leaves and dirt in there, too, so.
Is that from me taking the skid plate off to get that plug put in?
I don't know.
I didn't run anything over with your radiator.
He had to have. You were
You're the
deep.
one that always talks about chest deep. What? Did you
In
just say
some mud.
chest?
With the car.
You're the one that always talks about how it's an off-road vehicle. So I don't know what you did in your past life, but I'm going to say it's your fault.
Never had any issues until you started driving it.
You didn't notice that the water trickles like a waterfall? Like, it sounds like a noise machine every time you start the vehicle. That's my fault that
Yeah.
you never noticed that?
I did notice it.
I noticed a problem and I fixed it, I thought. I spent $45 on a part that I didn't need. I'm really upset about that.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I told you not to send me the money. I forgot that you sent me that money.
Send it back.
No.
Exactly.
Stop whispering. It's making me uncomfortable.
Why?
Because it feels passive aggressive. And I resent that.
I'm not being passive aggressive.
Speaking of passive aggressive. I'm just kidding. Dude, we got to start looking at the basement stuff too. We got to figure out what we're actually doing. We need to like make a real tangible plan and be like A through Z plan where things are actually going to be so that we can plan everything. Because right now the only thing we have is a mock-up from ChatGPT and some couches that we got for free on Facebook Marketplace.
My God.
What?
That was one of the top 10 most
Talk about it.
traumatizing days of my life.
Traumatizing? You did cry twice.
I didn't actually cry.
Yes, you did.
I was faking.
You were not faking. You fucking cried.
No, I was faking.
You cried twice.
I didn't cry. I was faking.
You went like a fucking 4-year-old.
I'm sorry you dropped a 500-pound couch on my
I didn't
foot.
drop shit. You were getting mad at me because I was being bossy.
No, you dropped a couch on my foot.
I didn't drop a fucking thing.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
You don't remember
I
me
said-
getting stuck under the couch?
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when I said, you need to communicate with me what you're going to do so that you don't hurt your back. And you went, tell the story. We're arguing about what happened, but no one even knows what we're talking about.
Well, I can't. I can't talk about that story.
You were just in the way. You didn't even do anything.
You're right. I was. Anyway, Matt made me drive all the way to Canton with him so we could get these couches out of somebody's basement. And the hole in the basement wasn't big enough, so then we were there for like 3 hours. And I had an appointment that I had to get to. I had to cancel my appointment. It was a whole mess. And all I wanted to do that day was relax. But to show my support, I went with him and got in the way.
You did. You got right in the way. Dude, so we got, I had I plugged in a picture of our basement into ChatGPT to have it do a mock-up of what our basement could look like with certain prompts. So I was like, show me like a rock and roll theme basement. And it gave us this black basement with like red neon signs. It looked cool, but we were like, that's not the vibe. And then I did like, all right, redo this, but do it with the walls being black, white, red, and gray. And what it spit out looked like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like it was like all black, white, and red. It just, I don't know, it wasn't the right look. And then I plugged in green, like I wanted to do it like an Irish pub style basement bar. Green walls, some music stuff on the walls. Like I think I put in like do like a hard rock-esque green basement bar. And so it spit it out and I was like, okay, this is fucking sweet. Let's do pallet wood on the wall behind the bar and pallet wood on the bar. So I plugged that in, then it showed me what that would look like, and that looks great. And I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna do that. And then I found free brown leather couches on Facebook Marketplace because I'm always scrolling for free shit because I'm a hood rat. And
You sure are.
so I plugged those in. I said, put 2 brown leather couches in this basement to see what it looks like, and they look perfect in there. Like, it matches exactly that aesthetic. So I messaged the lady, and she's like, they're free. You got to come today. Fucking on it. Okay. So I call you, and I go, hey, I'm getting out of work, and you were already home. I go, I'm getting out of work. I think I'm going to go, like, I think I said that, like, do you want to go get, or no, I said, how's your ankle feeling today? Because you have an ankle injury. And you go, why? Why are you asking me that? You don't ever ask me that. And I go, just answer the fucking question. And you go, why? I'm like, answer the question. How does it feel? And you're like, it's not great, but it feels okay. Why? I said, do you want to go get some couches with me in Canton? And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Canton's like over an hour away from us. I think it was like maybe an hour and 10 minutes from us. Mm-hmm. So you were like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, the one day I get off early, you're going to make me drive all the way out to Canton to pick up couches for free. So you never said no, which this is like the one thing that you do that drives me absolutely insane, is that you won't just say no. You'll say,
I did say no at
you
first,
did not
but
say
then
no.
you said,
You never said
well,
no.
I don't know who else I'm going to call.
No. Stop. No.
I did. I said
incorrect.
no.
No, not true.
Yes, I did.
You said, I said, do you want to go get couches with me? And you were like, well, I wanted to relax, but, and I was like, all right, well, I don't know who I can call at 1:00 on a fucking Tuesday or whatever it was to be able to do that. So, like, all right, I might just go grab our oldest to have him help me. But I was just talking to you I was talking to you as a friend, not being like, I wasn't guilt tripping you. You keep trying to twist it and say I was guilt tripping you.
You were.
I wasn't. I was just saying, like, oh man, I don't know who I'm going to call on a fucking Tuesday at 1. Like, I don't know anybody that's available right now. And so then you were like, well, I think used couches are gross. I mean, think about what has happened on couches. Think about what has happened on couches. And then I was like, these look fine. They're clean. It's like a whatever. And you're like, I don't, but that's a long way away and I have an appointment. I'm like, it's 1:00. Like, we'll be fine. We were not fine, but we'll be fine. And you're like, well, I have an appointment and used couches are gross. And I don't know if I even want these. I was like, Paige, it's going to cost us like fucking $1,500 to buy these couches that we want for the look that we're going for. But these are free. Like, what do you, and then you were like, oh. And I was like, well, I might go get our oldest out of school and have him help us because whatever. And you were like, yeah, but then he's going to miss 2 classes. And I'm like, motherfucker. Like, all right, the couches are gross. You don't like used couches. It's too far away. You have an appointment and Elias can't miss 2 classes. And I was like, urgh. So then my gears are just like fucking grinding. Like, what do I do? All right, I'll just get him myself. It's fine. I'll get him. And you're like, it's fine. I'll go. And I'm like, I don't want your help. I'm like, I don't want your help. If you're going to be miserable, I don't want your help. And you're like, no, it's fine. Just come get me. So I'm driving an hour to come get you. From work to home is an hour. And then from there, it's like an hour and 10 to get there. And then we get there. The lady doesn't answer for a while. I was like, oh, fuck. This is a problem. Well, then she answered. She was working on the computer or whatever. But so she answers and we go into the basement, and the basement stairway is not even as wide as my shoulders. It was like 30. Well, the basement stairway was probably 30 inches wide. And these are huge fucking leather couches. Gigantic leather couches. So I was like, okay. Just like steer me while I fucking whatever. And it just, we had the couch faced the wrong way. So we started to go up. We had to go up into the stairway and turn. And as we like doing that, we had to like rotate as we did it. It was fucking brutal. And then she was like, so anyway, my daughter lives in Pittsburgh now. And I'm just thinking like, get the fuck out of the way. She was nice. She was a nice lady. If we met at a bar, we'd be friends with her. But because we were moving a couch and trying not to like fuck her walls up and like not fuck her door up and like also not destroy these couches that we're getting for free, it was like, dude, just get out of the fucking way. Like, let me just move this. So Was it 3 hours? It was a long fucking time. I thought it was more than that.
It was probably more than that.
I think it was because we got there probably at like 2:00 and you had to call to cancel your appointment. That was at 6?
5:30.
5:30. So 3.5. That's 3.5 hours. Yeah. It was brutal. I thought we were just going to grab them, throw them right into the bed of the truck and get out of there. I thought it was going to take 20 minutes. It took probably an hour and a half to get the first, probably 2 hours to get the first couch out. Because the first couch was the big one. I was fucking miserable, but that's probably why my back still hurts a little bit.
That doesn't help that I couldn't help you with it.
Yeah.
So.
Right. But, well, I needed you to steer, just kind of like guide me and keep me from fucking ripping the walls apart.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Dude, it was fucking brutal. That couch was so fucking heavy. And then she's like, the little lady's like, oh, hold on. Just stay right there. I'll come around and help you. And I'm like, don't. Just get the fuck out of the way. Like, don't help me. Don't. Just go. Come on. Stay out of the way. Just stay the fuck. I wanted to, like, grab a butterscotch and go.
She wasn't that old.
She was old.
She was not that old.
She was probably 60. I'm just fucking around. Yeah. You don't think she was even 60?
Maybe.
She wasn't that old. It wasn't like butterscotch old, but she was older than us. And she was trying to help, which was nice. But then also, like, sometimes you just got to be like, hey, get the fuck out of the way. That's how I am on the job site. Circle back to like building the fence and stuff. I can't just have people in the way. My mom was trying to say, don't be afraid to ask for help. Like, you guys have a lot of projects going on. If you just like have all the siblings and us come over, we can help you. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. I don't want the help because it's just going to be people in the way. And then I'm going to be like spinning my wheels trying to think of what everyone else should be doing to be productive. Instead of me being able to focus on what I'm doing, I'm going to be like, what? Where are the screws? Matt, do you have another screwdriver? You know what I mean? And I would just be fucking mad the whole time.
Yeah.
She thinks that we should have 20 people over to build the fence. No. Then I'm going to like look at what was done. I'm like, there's a bunch of fucking cracked wood and screws that are buried and the fucking posts are going to be all crooked and they're going to be like, Matt. It's my mom. Matt. Yeah. Can I get a glass of water or something? Just like some unnecessary question or something. I'd just be mad. I can't do it. I can't have fucking 10, 15 people over helping me build a fence. I can't do it. Maybe if we were like building a farm fence and it doesn't matter what it looks like. But like, because it's going to be like a finished product that like is supposed to look nice. Can't do it. Got to do it alone.
Or at least with one other person's help.
Yeah, maybe. Why do you say that?
Because I don't think it'd be a bad thing to have John come help you.
I guess, yeah. I mean, if he wants to, he's so fucking busy though. I don't even want to bother him.
I know.
I mean, he literally works like 15 hours a day. It's stupid. I don't want to bother him, especially when like the weekend's the only time he gets to hang out with the kid.
Yeah.
And I'm more than capable of building a fence.
Because you can do everything.
I mean, that's not what I said, but I'm more than capable to be able to build a fence.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God. I've done a lot of shit in my life, lady. I don't know why you're resentful of that.
This microphone still smells like a bonfire.
Oh, so does this one. That smells good.
Ew.
It does.
It sounds like the creepy uncle leaning over your shoulder sniffing your
Joe
hair.
Biden. You smell good.
Stop.
You smell smoky, like a country lawyer.
Like a country lawyer?
Like a cowboy lawyer. It's like leather and smoke. That smells so good. Like we put a tent out when what was that fucking piece of shit that I was doing the show with? What was his name?
That is not nice.
I don't want to be nice. Fuck him. Well, we put a tent out. It was the first time we ever used that pop-up tent, but it was like it was supposed to rain when we were doing the podcast outside, so I had a little fire going off to the side, and we smoked that fucking tent for 3 hours, and the tent is gonna permanently smell like a bonfire.
Yeah.
It smells good.
Good thing it's an outdoor accessory.
Do you not like that? You don't like the smell?
I do, but not inside.
Oh, it's not that bad. I have a hoodie that's like ruined. I don't. Which hoodie is it? One of the hoodies I had. Every time I put it on, I'm like, ugh, it still smells like smoke, and I've washed it like 5 times. But, I don't know. Yeah, going back to the bathroom or the basement and the bathroom and stuff. We got to figure out what we're actually doing. Like, it's got to be a rock solid plan so I can get started.
I told you what I want.
No, you did, but that doesn't mean anything. That's a general idea.
Okay.
Am I stressing you out?
Yeah.
Why?
Because.
Stop whispering.
But it's your local ASMR station. I'm sorry. I won't whisper anymore.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Why are you annoyed right now? What did I do to you? Because I told you that you're wrong about things.
What did you say I was wrong about?
The funeral tire.
Oh, I was just joking about the funeral.
You're like, oh, you're going to stop for a coffee. It's like, yeah, but that was...
No, there was one time when your sister signed us up for pictures at JCPenney and we were late and you were like, oh, well, I need a coffee. And you stopped. I'm like, are you kidding me?
And what happened when we got there?
We got yelled at.
No, we didn't. We did
I
not.
got slapped.
You did, but that's not... that's not the issue. It wasn't because you were late.
Yeah, it was.
You did not get slapped. Just for clarity.
Christina actually punched me.
Right in the forehead.
She sure did.
This will be the one episode she watches. No, we were fine. Everyone was like still waiting when we got there. It was fine. There was more than enough time for me to grab a Starbucks coffee out of the cooler at the gas station and pay $7 for it.
Yeah, it just comes back to you're obsessed with gas stations and you want to know why you're broke, and it's because you're obsessed with gas stations.
I'm not obsessed with gas stations.
You're like, ooh, that one looks fun. Let me stop there. They probably
Dude,
have.
there is a real difference in gas stations, though. The quality from gas station to gas station is stark.
I know.
You go to a Clark gas station, you're like, do you even have drinks here? Like, this is fucking gross. But then you go to an Alex's, they got fresh fucking vegetable platters.
You ever been to a Circle K, though?
Yeah, that's pretty dope. Oh, up here they're good. In Florida, they're not.
Circle K's are scary. I would never stop at a Circle
No,
K.
dude, there's a Circle K that is like a mini grocery store in Warren.
That's where people with crusty feet go. We call those Circle K feet.
They're not ghetto here. Up here, they're not ghetto. Dude, there's a Circle K in Warren that's literally nice. Like it looks like a mini grocery store. There's like 15 aisles of stuff that you can walk through, and it's bright, and it's nice, and it's clean.
Look at the people's feet next time you're there.
Dude, no, it doesn't apply in Michigan. It doesn't work in Michigan. Also, most people in Florida are disgusting. Like they're just walking around dirty, like no clothes on, their feet all crusty and shit because they're walking around in flip-flops all the time. Bunch of fucking hippies. Bunch of conservative hippies. It's confusing down there. How you gonna wear fucking shorts all year round, but then also hate brown people?
Yikes.
Yeah, I know. That one grocery store we went to down in Florida was sweet. What was that place called?
Oh, I don't know.
It had like
That place was cool.
a restaurant in there, and it had like it was like
a Whole Foods
I was
times
gonna
10.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a Whole Foods, but they had like a bakery and a deli and it was like very nice on the inside. It looked like a resort.
Yeah.
But then you walk outside and there's like 7 tables of like
Trump stuff.
MAGA shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is I'm confused by this.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a Bentley or something in the parking lot that we walked by and we're like, damn, what?
I don't remember.
There was some like $1 million car sitting out there. Oh, I think
Probably. It was an expensive grocery store.
yeah.
It was definitely a place that like wealthier people shop at.
And we went there for sunglasses, and that's the only thing on earth that it didn't have.
Right.
I think you could have bought a golf cart there, but they didn't have fucking sunglasses.
Probably.
Because some asshole kid threw a football at my face while I was asleep on the beach.
I don't think they meant to. I think the wind.
You don't think
the
they
wind
meant
probably took it.
to? Why are you defending strangers?
I'm not.
Hit me square in the face with a football. You know that sound a basketball makes when you bounce it off a gym floor? It goes bing, and it kind of sings for a second. That's what it did off my face.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
I had finally fallen asleep while we were getting sandblasted on the beach because there was 60-mile-an-hour winds. And as soon as I dozed off, for the first moment, bing, off my face, broken glasses. Sorry, dude.
You should have grabbed his glasses and broke them.
Should have grabbed him and broke him.
Should have.
Dude, that's a shitty way to wake up.
Yeah.
Football to the face.
Well, it's like when I used to throw shoes at Tia's face to wake her up. So, full circle.
Yeah. Do you think that's why she ended up with a Puerto Rican? It's because you were throwing shoes at her?
They get the chancla out.
Is that what you would throw at her?
Just any shoe I could find. Could have been a high heel. Could have been.
Why were you always throwing shoes at her? Like you wake up you don't even wake up that early.
I used to wake up early and Tia used to sleep in really late.
Oh.
So I would throw things at her to wake her up. Because I was a nice cousin.
Yeah. That's a good way to wake people up. You're throwing shit at them instead of just like, can I have breakfast? Like a normal kid says.
Oh,
when
it
they
was
wake
always
up.
it was always at my house.
Oh.
So
I would just leave. I've left. I left. I remember I
had no reason to, like, I couldn't get up because she wasn't up.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I had a buddy stay the night and I left. Like I fully left. And he's like, dude, where the fuck are you? I'm like, I'm at fucking Frank's a lot eating breakfast.
That's rude.
Fuck him. He didn't want to get up.
Throw
it was
a
like,
shoe at his face
it
and
was
wake
like-
him up.
Yeah, it's rude. You left. No, he called me. He's like, dude, where the fuck are you? I'm like, I'm at Frank's a lot. He's like, what? He's like, I just woke up. Your house, like your parents are here. Like the fuck.
That's rude. Should've
Get
threw a
up
shoe at
earlier
him.
then, bitch. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm eating eggs, son. I'll be back in like an hour.
Oh my god. It's rude.
Dude, speaking of my are you gonna tell me you have to pee?
Yeah.
That sucks. Pee your pants.
I've been holding it for a long time.
Have you?
Yeah.
We've only done an hour. We didn't even get into any trauma bonding yet or anything. You want to take a break? Go pee and then we'll come back, or you want to be done? We can be done. I got to record another one today.
Yeah.
You want to be done? You're sick of talking to me?
No, I'm not. I just really have to pee and still have to go get my car today. If it's done.
It's not going to be done today.
They said they were going to do it today.
Guarantee it's not done today. I'll put $1 on it. Here's $1 bet. Shake my hand. I don't think you've ever shook my hand before. It's going to be weird. Hold on. Shake my hand. $1. It's not going to be done today. Calling it.
Okay.
Glad I wore my Good Times Noodle Salad shirt and then covered it with the laptop the entire episode. Branding. All right.
So can I go to the bathroom?
You're not in high school. You know, you don't have to ask.
Well, I can't just get up and walk away.
Sure you can. We're ending the show.
Okay.
Paige said this is enough. 1 hour. She can't get past an hour of talking to me.
I just have to go to the bathroom.
Pee your pants.
I'm about to.
Do it.
Stop.
Subscribe. You don't even know what you're going to push. You don't even know what you're doing.
This one?
If you touch that, the whole thing will catch on fire.
Okay.
Peace. Ultimate purpose is not survival. It's finding purpose in what you love. I'm pumped to be branching out and being like, hey, we're going to sit down and have a couple-hour podcast. Is it?
Is it, dude?
Jesus
You
Christ.
just like talked for 5 minutes. I'm like, is it though? I've always been inspired by this shit.
Yeah. Dude, that pizza was so greasy.
It was disgusting.
It was not disgusting.
Disgusting.
Good times, Noodle Salad.